In this video, I'll show you how to program a new key for your Dodge vehicle using this simple key kit. These things are really great. It's an easy process that you can do yourself at home, and it will save you a ton of money compared to getting a new key at the dealership. This video is going to cover these Dodge vehicles on the back. You can see here we're going to be going over the Avenger from 08 to 14, Caliber 07 to 12, Charger 06 to 07, Dakota 05 to 11, Durango 04 to 09, Magnum 05 to 07, Nitro 07 to 12, and finally Ram 07 to 09. In a different video, we will go over the Chrysler and Jeep vehicles that you can also use this key to this kit to program a new key for. And if you're looking for a different make or model, you can check out our other videos. We should have you covered. These come in many varieties. With each box will just cover a certain number of vehicles. So we'll be going over the Dodge vehicles that I just listed off for you. Let's just get this started. Go ahead and open up the box. You can see inside we have a new key that we will be program to our vehicle. The Easy Installer, which is this device, the dial, and that will plug into our vehicle. And we have the user guide. To do this process, you will need your original working key, the one that is currently paired to your vehicle. This won't work if you don't have a key that can currently lock, unlock, and start your vehicle, one that is currently paired to your vehicle. And over here on your new key, you will need to get this cut before you start the process. You can do that at your local hardware store. One thing to note is that your new key will only have the functions that your old key had. So as you can see over here, this trunk open button, if your original key does not have that, you can still use this new key. You can program this new key for your vehicle, but this will not work. You will only have the functions of your original key. And one last thing to check before you get started, come over here and check that this seal on the Easy Installer is intact and that it does not say void. If this is missing, you'll want to just return this kit and get yourself a new one because it has likely been used. And once this is used on a vehicle, it is paired to that vehicle and it will not work on your vehicle. So just check that out. And then we can go ahead and get started with the first step, which is activating your new key. You can see on screen right now all of the activation codes associated with the different Dodge vehicles. All you need to do is find the picture of the key fob you currently use with your vehicle. Right below that is your activation code. So write that down or remember it now. Before activating, if you have a Dodge Durango made between 2004 and 2006, or a Nitro made between 2007 and 2012, you want to flip over your original working key to the back and check out the FCC ID. You can see on screen right now what that looks like. If your FCC ID matches the one I'm showing on screen, you want to use the activation code 233. So forget the other code that you saw on the chart. If your FCC ID matches what's on screen for those, the Durango and Nitro models, 233 will be your activation code. Now we can activate our new key. So go ahead and grab that. Make sure it's the new key, the one that you just pulled out of the box. And we will start by pressing lock and panic simultaneously. Now this light has come on and it will stay on, and now we can enter in our code. Each digit we will punch in with a different button. So the first digit with lock, then panic, then unlock. So if your code is 233, it will be 2 presses of lock, 3 presses of panic, and 3 presses of lock. I'll show you that right now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now I'll press lock and panic once again, and this light should blink back our code. Pause, 1, 2, 3. Pause, 1, 2, 3. That's good, looks good to me. If you entered in incorrectly, what you will see is this rapid blinking. If that happens, just try to punch in your code again. There's nothing wrong with trying this a number of times until you get it right. But once you move on to the next step and you pair your key to your vehicle, you do not want to try to activate again, as that will cause it to not work. So I'll just show you once more. Double press there, lock and panic, and now I'll press in 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and press lock and panic again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Once you have completed that step, you can move on to pairing. So you'll want to grab everything here, the Easy Installer, new key, user guide, and your current working key, and move over to your vehicle and go ahead and hop inside. You'll want to locate the OBD port, which is usually under the dash, almost at the level of the pedals. It looks like this, the image I'm showing you on screen right now. So go ahead and stick your head down there and see if you can find it. If you can't seem to find it, go ahead and check your owner's guide of your vehicle. You can find that information in there. Now that you've located the OBD port, get in the vehicle, close the door, make sure that it is off, put it in park. All of the doors need to be closed, and you want to go ahead and put on your hazard lights. Now we can go ahead and set the dial position of our Easy Installer. I'm going to show you on screen now a chart, and each vehicle has a certain dial position. It will be a 1 or a 2. So just find your vehicle and take a mental note of that number. You can see that some of them also have an alternate dial position. I will tell you about that in a second, but basically you'll just want to try this pairing process with the primary position. And if that doesn't work, you will try the alternate position. So it comes out of the box set on 1. And if you want to switch, you're just going to turn it to a 2. If it's on 2, you turn it to a 1. And that's all you need to do with the Easy Installer. Now we're going to start the pairing process. If at any point you run into an error, you'll want to skip to the end of this video where I will go over the common errors and frequently asked questions, which you can also find in the back of this user guide. And once you plug this into the OBD port, which is the next step, you want to work quickly. After 5 minutes of this being plugged in, the computer of your vehicle will time out, and this will start beeping, and that will just, it's not a problem. You will have to start the pairing process over again. So there's not much to do. You can easily get this done in just a minute or 2, but you'll just want to work at a steady pace. Now you can go ahead and take your original key, the one that's currently paired to your vehicle, and put it in the ignition and start the vehicle. Turn it all the way until the engine starts. We will now be connecting this Easy Installer to the OBD port, but before you do that, just understand that there is a time constraint. Once this is plugged in, you'll have about 5 minutes to do the next steps before the computer of your vehicle times out, and this will start beeping, and that will just mean you'll have to unplug it and start the pairing process over. So once you plug this in, just work at a steady pace and follow my instructions. If at any point you run into an error, you can just skip ahead to the end of the video where I will go over those common errors and frequently asked questions. You can also find this information in your user guide. Now that you're ready, the vehicle is on. You can go ahead and remove the seal from this Easy Installer and firmly plug it into the OBD port. Once that is plugged in, you'll want to wait up to 8 seconds and listen for 3 beeps coming from this Easy Installer, which sounds like this. Once you've heard that, you can move on to the next step. Turn off the vehicle. There we go. Turn off the vehicle, remove the old key. Now you can take your new key, insert it into the ignition, turn it to the on or run position. Do not start the engine. This is the position just before starting the engine. Once that's in there, you'll want to come over here, find the button on the bottom of your Easy Installer, press that once. Wait up to 8 seconds again and listen for 3 quick beeps, which sounds like this. Once you hear that, you can remove the key. Once again, turn off the vehicle, remove the key, and press this button one more time. If everything went correctly, you will hear a chime sound, which sounds like this. If at any point during this process, instead of hearing the 3 quick beeps that I played for you, you hear continuous beeping or some other sound, that means an error has occurred. So just skip ahead a little bit and I will go over those errors for you. But if you heard the chime sound, your key is now paired to your vehicle. You can go ahead and unplug the Easy Installer. You'll want to test both keys, your new and your old key. Both will be working. Both should continue to work with your vehicle. And you can actually continue this process to pair a total of 8 keys to your vehicle with this same Easy Installer. This will continue working with your vehicle, but it will not work on any other vehicle. So if you wanted to do that, if you had another key, new key on hand, and the key blade is cut and everything, you can just activate it and start the pairing process again, exactly the same as I just showed you, and continue pairing new keys to your vehicle. So now if you ran into any problems, I'm going to show you, just briefly discuss what might be going wrong and how you can fix it. Over here in your user guide on page 11, we have the errors that you can run into. Also, all of the instructions are in here. Everything I just went over is laid out there for you along with these charts. So if after pushing the button to initiate the pairing process, you hear 8 beeps, that means that the maximum of 8 keys has already been paired to your vehicle. And as I mentioned, there is a limit of 8 keys, and you will not be able to pair another key. What they're saying to do there is to just give them a call at customer service at that number, as you can see right there. Here they are asking if you can use the same Easy Installer on other vehicles. As I mentioned, you cannot. Once this is plugged in, this will be paired to your vehicle and will not work on any other vehicles. And for that reason, when you get a new Easy Installer, if this is missing, it has likely been used and it won't work on your vehicle. During the pairing process, if at some point you hear 2 or 3 beeps at 1 second intervals 3 times, and then continuous beeps. This can be one of 2 things. If you're hearing 2 beeps, this just means that the device has already been paired to another vehicle, and that will be your way of knowing that this is used, and you'll just want to go to the retailer where you purchased this and return it. And if you hear 3 beeps at 1 second intervals, that means your original existing key is not detected. You'll need to make sure that you'll need the key that you normally use, but I believe that all keys that are currently paired to your vehicle need to be present. So if you're hearing that 3 beeps, pause, 3 beeps, pause, 3 beeps, pause, and then continuous beeping, you'll want to make sure that all of the working keys with your vehicle are there inside with you, close by, and that should solve the problem. If your new key won't pair to the car, usually this means that an incorrect dial position was used. Make sure, check the chart that I showed you, or come over here on page 4, 5, and 6. You can see the different dial positions, the primary and the alternate dial positions. Make sure it's correct. And if, for example, you try the dial position of 2, if you have a charger, 2006 to 2007, has a primary and an alternate dial position. If 2 isn't working, you'll just set it to 1 and try the pairing process from the beginning again, and that should fix it for you. If during the pairing process the Easy Installer is unplugged, that won't cause any serious problems. You'll just need to start the pairing process over again. So you'll want to turn off the vehicle, remove any keys from the ignition, make sure the car is in park, all doors closed, hazard lights on, and then you'll just start again, plug it into the OBD port and begin the process. And the last thing is, if the vehicle doesn't start with the new or the old key after attempting to pair, there has been a problem, and the solution is to give them a call and they will tell you what to do from there. Those are all the errors that you can run into. You can find their number over here on page 13. Give them a call if you're having any other issues. And as I previously mentioned, if you're looking for the video for Chrysler or Jeep, or if you have a totally different make or model and you want to check out our other videos, you can just go over to our page and we should have you covered. There are many of these simple keys that correspond to different vehicles. So go ahead and check that out. I hope this process went smoothly for you. I hope you saved a ton of money doing this yourself at home. And thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.